In this video, I'm going to talk about how to effortlessly attract distributors and how to build a system that does most of the work for you to actually get your distributors to the point where they're ready, willing and able to take on your product range. So how does that work? Well, the first stage is what I call edu-selling. So you have a process whereby you educate, you entertain, you build familiarity, you build trust, and you subtly sell your products. And so that's not hard selling, it's very, very soft selling. And the way you do that is through an educational process. So how does that work? So you would have content created, which is in the form of videos. It could be on blog posts, showing research, case studies, podcasts, all sorts of things. Another type of content that I think would also be very good for distributors is marketing help, because obviously when a distributor is thinking about taking on your products, they're going to be thinking about, well, will they sell? So by including marketing advice to your distributors of how to sell the products, that's also something that will make it more likely that they will engage with your products. So that's the process. It's called education and edu-selling, and it's basically a process of educating, entertaining and subtly selling in order to build the know, like and trust factor and keep your company top of mind when the distributor is actually ready to make that decision. So how does this look in an actual system? So it starts off with lead generation. So trade shows, Facebook marketing, LinkedIn, contacting people by telephone, however you do it, okay, so you're attracting leads. It's then vital to get your leads into a follow-up system that actually sorts and filters those people who are ready, willing and able from the people who are not yet ready, willing and able to sign up with you. And that's really important with distributors, because most of them are going to be in the research phase, because when they're considering what product to add to their roster, they're going to be most of the time in the research mode. So they could be highly engaged, but it doesn't yet, in terms of their research, but it doesn't mean that they're ready to actually convert. So you would get them into a system, you'd get their email address, you'd get them into a follow-up system, and then you would be scoring your distributors' leads on whether they were actually engaged with your content. And what you would want them to do, the purpose would be to find those people who were most highly engaged and to get them to actually take an action. Additionally, if you knew who they were, you could actually get your salesperson to contact them directly once they've reached a certain high level of engagement. So, for example, you would send out the first email, which might be a link to a blog post, and that link would then have a score. Okay, so the score would be attached to your potential distributor lead, and it would go on. So let's say your next email would be where you send out a link to a video to your potential distributor lead, and again that would be scored, and so on. So over this series of emails, the people that were in your list who were actually very highly engaged would be scored, and you would actually know who were the leads who were most engaged and who had the highest score. And then two things can happen. One is you could contact them directly. Two is those people would be in any case encouraged to take an action, which is to fill out a survey, or what I call a distributor intake form. And those people who've actually become not only very engaged but have gone to the stage where they're actually filling in a distributor intake form would be very, very easy to convert. And what that means is that when you spend a lot of money here, you know that those people are going to, that you're only going to be really spending your time contacting people who are at the buying stage. You're not going to be spending your time with people who are not yet ready, willing and able. And that's the idea. It's a filtering system to engage people and to actually bring the 3 to 5% or 1 to 3%, maybe in the case of distributors, bring those people to the top so that you can actually spend your time with them. So what happens to the people who are not yet ready, willing and able? So those people, for example, who either may be either not engaging with your emails, who are engaging with your emails, who may have been contacted but they're just not at that stage yet because they're doing their research, but they're not at that committal stage yet. Okay, those people need to be nurtured. So those people would be put on a follow-up campaign, which might be a follow-up newsletter, and also a touch-base campaign so that you just keep in contact with them. And then after a period of time, they would go back into the engagement campaign. So basically, this would be a continual loop where these people would stay in this system. They would be constantly in your edu-selling system. And over time, when that distributor is ready, willing and able to commit, your company would be top of mind, and that's the idea behind this. And the reason for that is to make sure that none of the money that you're spending on this lead generation is wasted, that everybody is into your comes into your system and they all are either filtered out to become your distributors, or they're nurtured with educational messages until they're ready, willing and able. So that's the point, and it's done in a very entertaining and educational way. So that's the way that you can effortlessly attract distributors, because you're always bringing to the top the people who are actually most ready to sign up. And so rather than spending your time always trying to follow up with distributors who are always in research mode and who may not be ready, willing and able, you're only spending your time with the people who are much more likely to commit and to convert into active distributors. So I hope you found that helpful. If you need any assistance, just contact us at Beauty Industry Social Media and fill in the contact form if you need any help with this, because this is something that we can do for you. So I hope you found that helpful. Bye for now.